Psalm 39:1 says this: I will watch my ways and keep my tongue from sin. I will keep a muzzle on my mouth in the presence of the wicked. You know, that was actually written by King David, what we now know as King David. And he was declaring to God that he's going to bridle his tongue in accordance with what God has asked him to do. You know, one of the most amazing things I've done recently, I just got back as the time of this recording. I'm just getting back from General Assembly. I had the awesome experience of being able to worship with people from all walks of life, all over the world, 164, I believe, different countries. And I got to sit in on the Africa regional meeting. And one of the things that I noticed, and one of the things that I really reflected on, was the fact that in Africa, you know, they have all their native tongues, and there's so many different dialects, and they're all so beautiful. But they also have common shared languages like Portuguese or French or even English in some cases. And those French and Portuguese and English, and in many cases around the world, or even Spanish, describe a history in which they've been maybe conquered by a particular nation, and that's how they got access to that particular language, but eventually they came back and retook their own land. And it got me to thinking, just reflecting on that concept, that often we know who we are conquered by the language that we speak. Now, I'll take this as an interesting little parallel, or perhaps a different kind of illustration here, and just ask you this: who are you conquered by? If Psalm 39 verse 1 is giving us an example of when to be able to tame our tongue, and we see in different areas of Scripture that we're called to tame our tongue, then we are taming our tongue in accordance with Scripture because we have been conquered by the true King. The Bible tells us that we are to live in certain ways of conduct, and that we are to present ourselves in certain ways, and we are an ambassador for a certain kind of kingdom. So my question to you is, what is that kingdom? Is it a kingdom that you have built? Is it a kingdom of your own understanding? And how do you treat people? How do you talk to people? How do you interact with people? Do you interact with people out of lashing out of anger, and out of even hatred sometimes? Or do you mask that in the phrase, well, I'm just trying to tell the truth? You know, sometimes we can get so built up in our own minds and our own hearts with anger and disgust that we just think that the fact that we're angry means that, oh, God must be calling me to say something, and here are the exact words that he's wanting me to say. But my question is, before that ever happens, before you seek justice and revenge, perhaps with your words, reflect on being conquered by the true King. Allow your words to be pleasing to him today. Have a great week.